In this lesson, you will learn how to factor the polynomials using the X method. In your notebook, write today's date 9.5 factor polynomials using X method. So the question is asking you to factor the trinomial. Tri means 3. So you are ending up with 3 factors. So trinomial, they are asking you to factor. So you get a squared plus 6a plus 8. So using the X method, which is the very first thing you need to understand. So you need to arrange the polynomial if they are not arranged to begin with. So in this case, they are arranged. The exponent 2, the exponent is 1, and there is no exponent, so it is in order. So the second one you're going to look at is the middle one. So you have the 6 and the a. So I'm going to use the X method. So the X method goes like this. So in the X, the top one is the add, the bottom one is the multiply. So once you get used to it, you will be able to actually use it multiple times and be fluent. So the top one is the add, the bottom one is the multiply. So I'm going to highlight and show you which ones I'm going to put where. So the middle one, which is positive 6 and the positive 8. So positive 6, I'm going to write it over here. And positive 8, I'm going to write it over here. Usually it'll be best to write it with the sign. So the middle one, positive 6, goes in the middle in the add. The last one goes in the bottom. So now you need to think, what two numbers, when multiplied, will give you an 8, and the same two numbers, when you add, gives you a 6. So pause the video and rewind this and understand this again. So you're looking for two numbers that when you multiply should give you an 8. So 8 can be gotten by multiplying 4 and 2. So I'm writing positive 4, positive 2. Make sure that you always put the sign. And the same two numbers, when you add them, it's going to give you a positive 6. Positive 4, positive 2 combines to give you a positive 6. So the X method is done. So what you're going to do is the last step is you have the variable a. So I'm going to take open parenthesis twice. So I'm going to write a. So the first one is plus 4 and the second one is going to be plus 2. Watch what I'm going to highlight and show you in this case. So plus 4, a plus 4 is a factor and a plus 2 is another factor. So this is the answer. Copy down question number 5. So you get b squared minus 17b plus 72. So keep in mind, you have to ask, is this arranged in order? If the answer is yes, you can start working out. So you take the middle one and stick it in here, negative 17. You take the last one, positive 72, and stick it on the bottom. And write the word add and write the word multiply. So now you're thinking, what two numbers multiplied gives you 72? 9 times 8 gives you 72. So 9 and 8 multiplied will give you 72. 9 times 8 gives you 72. Now at the same time you're thinking, those two numbers when you add them, you should be getting negative 17. Think it like you're solving a puzzle. So 9 and 8 will only give you a 17, it will not give you a negative 17. So negative 9 and negative 8, when you add them, when you combine them, will give you a negative 17. The same two numbers, when you multiply, use your calculator. Negative 9 multiplies negative 8 to give you positive 72. So it works in both the cases. So now the final step is this. Go and look for the variable. The variable in this case is b. So I'm going to open. So b in both the cases. So the first one is going to be b minus 9 and the second one is going to be b minus 8. And this will be the answer. I'm getting the minus 9 and the minus 8 from here. Copy down question number 28. So number 1, you need to identify that you cannot have variables on both sides when you're solving polynomials, when you're factoring polynomials. So your first step is to bring them all collectively to one side. So now I have b squared plus 5 equals 8b minus 10. So I'm going to bring them all to one side. I'm going to do minus 8b on this side and minus 8b on this side. Line, cancel. So this is going to be b squared minus 8b plus 5. I'm just shuffling these two around. equals negative 10. Now comes the next one. So plus 10 on both sides. I can write the number below the number. These two cancel out to give you a 0. If there is nothing left on the right side, you just put a 0. So this gives you b squared minus 8b plus 15. Now you can factor the trinomial, the polynomial. So to factor the polynomial, use the x method. And the x method goes like this. Put an x and write the word add, write the word multiply. Now take the middle number and stick it in here. Take the last number and stick it on the bottom. Now you need to think, what two number when multiplied will give you 15? So 5 and 3 will give you 15. At the same time, you need to say, will 5 and 3 added give you negative 8? The answer is no. So, but negative 5 and negative 3, when you add them, gives you negative 8. And negative 5 and negative 3 multiplied will give you positive 15. So once you're done with the x, you go and finish up the factors. So in this case, you're using b. So b is over here. So the first one is b minus 5 and the second one is b minus 3. So this will be the answer.